Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tubecave Podcast. I'm your host, Justified, here with my co-host, Lewis. Lewis, how you doing, bro? You doing all right?
Yeah, all good, as always.
And today, we once again sit back. We have a very interesting guest. We have Art, known better as GamerFromMars. He has a YouTube channel with, I guess at this point, you have like 800k subscribers, right, Art?
Yeah, like 850 or something around there.
It's a pretty insane number. But how are you doing? Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for getting around our virtual table with us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So for everyone that isn't familiar with you, we've already had a bit of conversation. Could you maybe give like a little overview of who you are, what you do, and well, you've been doing it for 10 years, so there's plenty to talk about.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, I started the channel back in 2009 when I was basically a little kid, and I just kept on doing it. I got out of school, started doing it full time, and here I am now. Started off doing like gaming videos, hence the name Gamer from Mars, and now I just discuss internet culture related subjects most of the time.
Yeah, no, I do want to mention a few things about that, because the internet culture in general is phenomenal, you know, the way it has advanced over the few years. But since what age did you decided to do YouTube full time? Because that must have been a scary switch, especially because you were so young.
It was never scary for me. I mean, everybody around me thought I was delusional, but since I started the channel, back in 2009, I was 14, I think. It's kind of in the back of my mind of like, you could do this for a living. No one around me thought I could, but by the time I was out of school, I was ready to go, making a full-time living off it. So worked out pretty well.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty fucking dope. But you said you started off making gaming content. We've had Upper Echelon Gamers. He started as the Division YouTuber. What game did you start off? Because I think I only watched you during the game mysteries and when you covered people where they went. For example, Marina Joyce, for example.
Yeah.
What kind of games did you mostly talk about back in the day?
So back then, I was not really of the camp of like the Call of Duty people or anything. I was more in the retro gaming community. So like I was like obsessed with, angry video game nerd, irate gamer, particularly like the Nintendo side of things. So since I was like, I would say like 11 or 12, like I was obsessed with old video game systems like Nintendo Entertainment System, N64, Sega Genesis, stuff like that. And I memorize price guides and like go to yard sales and pick up games and like flip them on eBay. Since I was like really little, I was just like obsessed with old games and like collecting them. And at some point I had like a bit of a game collection, and I saw all these people talking about their games on YouTube and reviewing them, and I thought to myself, hey, I could do that. And I got a Pinnacle capture card device. It's called a Dazzle, it was called.
Oh yeah.
I bought that at the store. Hooked it up to my old game systems, started recording, wrote some scripts, and the rest is history.
That is dope. I mean, do you still have a large collection, or are you thinking of expanding it?
I do have an idea for a series about game collecting. I stopped. It's frustrating now since I have some money to spend. Like looking back at all the deals I missed out on back in like 2009 when like retro games were like dirt cheap. Because like I remember there was like so many opportunities for me to get Little Samson on the Nintendo Entertainment System for like $40, and now that game goes for like $800.
Yeah.
So like I can't even look at the price charts anymore. Like GameCube games are now blowing up in value.
Yeah, I threw all mine away.
Yeah, luckily I never threw my games away or like sell them to GameStop or anything like that. But it's just I have the money now to buy the stuff, but now the stuff's like really expensive, and I get mad thinking about how much cheaper I could have gotten it for back when I was a little kid and I had no money to spend.
Same with Pokemon cards, isn't it? They were worth absolutely fuck all when you were young. You could trade them literally for a shell. You could trade a Pokemon card, and now some of them are worth hundreds and some even thousands of dollars. Some even going up to millions.
No way.
I mean, it's crazy. There's the thing about Pokemon games is that like I had to buy a copy of Pokemon Red and an original Game Boy as props for my new video to shoot some B-roll for my new documentary, and I realized like all these old Pokemon games, they're worth at least as much now as they cost when they were new. If not, they cost more money. Like Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the Nintendo DS, those games go for like $80 or $90 now.
Well, I had the official GBA cartridge with the box, but I lost it, over the years. That thing goes for like $200 right now, especially if you have the original box. You could sell it probably for like $800 if it's in good state.
I sold the old Pokemon games back in the day because I just wasn't playing them anymore. Like I literally had, me and my brother collectively had every single Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS Pokemon game, and we sold most of them. It's just one of these things where like you look back now and you kind of cringe at the thought of you sold that, even though it's worth more now. But I couldn't have known. And if I really wanted to buy back that collection now, I have the ability to. They would just be sitting on a shelf. I wouldn't actually be playing them.
Yeah, no. I want to, eventually, if this all works out with what I have planned and I get some more disposable income, I want to build like this massive geek room where I'm going to put like, I'm going to buy the statue of the Majora's Mask. I'm going to buy like a bunch of these Nintendo props and just going to put them all in a room, put Pokemon cards in there, just literally the biggest man-child room you've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, I still have my old Pokemon cards from when I was a kid. They're all in a binder somewhere. I'm not sure if they're worth anything. Like
some of them.
I remember
you should check.
My Pokemon cards were from 2004 to 2008. Probably I was buying them. So I'm not sure like if those ones are worth anything. I know like the first generation, like a first gen Charizard, that was expensive back in like the lull. There was like a lull of Pokemon popularity in like 2004 to the mid 2000s. $12,000 now. Yeah, back then it was like $500. It was $500 when I was a kid. So Jesus, oh man, I should have bought that too.
Wait, what?
Like, looking back now, if I had the money that I have now when I was like a little kid, I would have bought so much stuff that would be worth so much money right now.
Same with YouTube
I wasn't
merch.
just buying like the what?
YouTube merch is going to be really expensive in a few years.
You think like first generation stuff, like first gen Mr. Beast?
I'm not kidding. It's going to be it's going to be worth a lot of fucking money.
Wait. How does that work with Pokemon cards? Because as you know, that was never my thing growing up. But like, well, how the hell? You said you spent 500 quid on a Pokemon card, now it's worth 12 grand.
No, I didn't spend it. I didn't have the money, but that's what a first generation Charizard card cost then, and apparently it costs $12,000 now. So it would have been a good investment to pay $500 for it back in 2005.
No, dude. Look, the thing is that it all has to do if people want them, and Pokemon cards were very popular. Everyone bought them. Let's be real. You've opened your Pokemon cards, you've opened your FIFA cards, and some of them really wanted them and wanted to collect them. And other people, just like me, just kept them in a corner, waiting for them to rot and get ugly, and then throw them away. But because we threw them away or lost them, the value started increasing and more people wanted them. They look back with nostalgia like, oh my God, I would love to have a Pokemon collection.
Yeah.
So people try to find them.
Yeah.
And
luckily I had card binders and I put all of them in like little protective seals or whatever. So they're all sitting in the back of my closet somewhere. I guess I could go through and see if anything is of value now. I still wouldn't sell them.
But like,
it'd be interesting.
Sorry, I was gonna say just how does like see you're talking about like a first generation Charizard card or whatever cost like 500, right? But how does
it was now it's 12,000.
Yeah, so it was but when it first came out it was 500. So what like
no, so what happened was this was in 2005 when I was just a little kid collecting them. The card came out in like 97, I would say would probably be the right date. So like the card was already old. Like, they weren't available to buy. Like you had to open up packs of them back in 1997.
Yeah,
and
right.
Like,
okay.
If you got a Charizard and you put it like immediately in a airtight envelope, and you didn't touch it, and then you get it graded by some company, now that card would be worth 12,000. But like I've seen people go and like buy old first gen packs of Pokemon cards that were never opened, and like they found a Charizard in them.
No, that's why.
So it's like it is possible. You could just buy first generation card boxes that were never.
That's crazy.
Okay, allow me to explain, Lewis, because I recently started collecting Pokemon cards again because I lost all mine. And no, I know that if I keep them in good condition, in 10 years, I'm sitting on a gold mine. That's fucking real now. So I actually pulled this card right here. Let me get it. This card is worth, I think it's this one. It's worth $50.
Right now.
This card is, yeah, it's worth $50.
And how much? How much does it cost you to get that card? Or like, how much did you pay to get? Or like, well, I don't know.
So I got, but of course, I didn't make full profits out of all the money I spent. But I did get some good pulls because the majority of cards are worth 30 cents because they're you're going to get a lot of doubles.
Yeah.
Like this map are all the cards that I don't have double, but I have this big of a stack with all cards that are double. And I just gave them all to my little sister. I still keep them in good condition because you never know which one is going to be worth money. It depends on how people maintain them, preserve them, and how many were made. But for one of those boxes, you pay, I think, $120. And one of those packs, I think, is about like $4 a pack, roughly. So if you're going to pull a $50 card out of one of those packs, I'm sorry, that one pack has made you profit. The entire box hasn't.
I see. That's where my confusion was. See, when you're talking about the Charizard card, like, so back, you were saying, back in 1970 something, it came out
1997.
1997.
Not that old.
So not that old, but like when that first came out though, it was like affordable, right? It was like,
yeah, but people were still happy when they got it because come on, everyone knows Charizard. Your favorite Pokemon is Charizard, and you've never barely played it.
Yeah, it's weird how that one. I guess was Charizard more popular than Blastoise. I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
because
a lot
it was a
more.
dragon.
Like, me and my brother are always Blastoise guys, so we really cared about Charizard.
Same. But Charizard did have the fly covered though. Fly was always Bird's Pokemon. Dude, I started playing Pokemon again, Pokemon Black 2. Bird Pokemons are so shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, how much does Pikachu go for? Is he like $1 million now?
No, yeah, Pikachu has been sold. Pikachu is the #1 actually.
Wait, is Pikachu rare?
Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo. Like any of the ones that are in Smash Brothers, I would assume are like the top tier Pokemon in popularity.
In late 2016, Heritage Auction sold one for a whopping 54 grand, almost 55 grand.
That must have been like top like grade A condition though.
It was a Chinese, it was in grade A condition, absolutely.
For a Pokemon card.
It must have been like the best condition one in the world.
I mean, isn't there like some that were sold for millions? Like they were like first grade and stuff. Like there was only 10 made and stuff.
No way.
Man, it could be. I've never.
No, I think those were comics. Comics back in the day. Everyone.
Oh yeah. Action comic #1, the first superhero comic with Superman. That one goes for like over $1 million.
What? Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's gone up in value recently. It might have. Like the thing is, like at some point things kind of reach a plateau and then start going down in value. Like Elvis Presley merchandise and stuff. Back a couple decades ago, that stuff was going for crazy money, and now they can't even give it away because all the boomers that listen to Elvis are now dead.
Yeah,
and like their estates were left with these huge Elvis collections, and no one wants it.
Yeah,
I mean, some people do. I would love to have an Elvis statue right there in the corner. That would be fucking dope.
Yeah, it's this weird thing though, where you can't predict like what's going to stay relevant. Like if you talk to anyone in the 90s, like, hey, is Pokemon going to still be popular in 20 years? Every single person would tell you, no, absolutely not. This is just the trend of the holiday season. And now 20 years later, you have like Pokemon Go and the new games, and it's like still, it's now the most successful franchise in the history of the world. Same thing with Elvis. He stopped being as popular, but then you have another group like the Beatles who were only 10 years after him. They're as popular as ever. You go onto like the Spotify charts, the Beatles are always up there. Like it all depends on if new generations appreciate that stuff still.
I mean, look
Yeah.
at Rick Astley. He done an amazing job.
Yeah,
He got scouted. He made a song. That song has been making him money for the rest of his life.
What, the
And
troll song?
Yeah, man, we fucking memed it as well. And kept it going for another 20 years. That guy never thought it was going to get the success it obtained.
What's it on now? Like, is it over like a couple 100 million views? Is it?
Like, never going to give you up, I'm talking about.
Yeah. What would that
DM?
be on now? Like, because that was like crazy growth.
How many views does it have? 776 million.
Yeah.
holy
Bit
crap.
disappointed it's not on 1 billion yet. Fucking Gangnam Style gone on fucking billion, but never gonna
Well, the
give
thing
you a
is-
dozen.
The thing is, there was like I think there was an original version. Okay, so there's a Rickrolled from 13 years ago that has 86 million as well. So if you count all the re-uploads of it, I'm sure it's well over 1 billion.
You could like, yeah.
I mean, he is a fantastic singer, and he played it well. He has a nice. Have you seen? I tell everyone I talk to watch this one. He made one video on his channel. It's called Rick and Dumfries, where he copies a video from 2008 from a guy, Calvin and Dumfries, where the video is complete bollocks. It makes no sense, but it's so memeable. It's so fantastic to look at. You're gonna die, and it went underneath the radar so bad, and that's sad. It only got like 45k views last time I checked or something.
Yeah, it's one of these things where if you try to keep the meme going, it almost makes the meme die faster.
Yeah.
The Rickroll is interesting though because it's just kind of stuck around. Like it's not super popular anymore, but people know what it is, and every once in a while, I still get Rickrolled. Like there was somebody that had a GTA 6 trailer, and it actually looked legit for the first 25 seconds. And I was like looking really closely at it, and then it just cuts to Rickrolled, and I'm like, oh man,
Motherfucker.
still going on to this very day.
No, but it's fantastic, and it's cool what new ways they come up with, you know? Because yeah, you know, we've been totally going off topic, but I love it. What about the internet culture? Like the meme culture is insane. We've talked about that in a previous podcast about how fast that changes. But you being on YouTube for 10 years, you must have experienced the insane change that has happened. And you've stayed relevant for the entire 10 years, which I gotta give you some props, dude. That's a good fucking move you've done there. I think it must be said. You did good.
Yeah, I mean, I've never quit, and I've just always followed the trends. You don't get complacent. That's the biggest thing. YouTubers just get complacent, and then they get lazy, and then they don't try new things, and then one day their views just start tanking, and then they cry and blame the algorithm for it.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I used to blame the algorithm. It was just because I wasn't consistent enough myself, meaning you don't build up that, you know, community. And the
Yeah.
quality was pretty trash. Come on, I was a kid, but
Once you get to the point where you're blaming the algorithm for your channel not getting views, you should just quit. Like, I mean, it's kind of game over a lot of the time there, because at that point it's like, if you're not going to even take personal responsibility for your content not being viewed by people, there's really not much you could do.
I mean, you gotta still admit that there is an algorithm into play, though, because there is
yeah, but
billions of
the
videos. being uploaded.
the algorithm is based off of what you do to it. So if you make videos that have high click-through rates, people are clicking on those thumbnails, and people are watching through the videos, and it has high audience retention, the algorithm will give you promotion. So like blaming the algorithm, I mean, yeah, it is the algorithm per se, but
Yeah, no, it still has to do
you
with
make
your
content to get views through the algorithm.
And I'm, if I'm correct, you can say that I'm wrong. If I remember, they recently started to favor, you know, longer videos over more
Yeah.
time. It's no longer
so-
fast. It's no longer quantity over quality. It's now quality over quantity, as I personally have to think.
So what happens now is YouTube compares audience retention rates next to videos of the same length as yours. So let's say you make a video that's 10 minutes long, they'll look at the audience retention rate of that, and then they'll compare that audience retention rate to other 10-minute long videos, and they'll give you like a score of like, oh, this is performing better than 90% of other videos of this length, and then they'll promote you more. So if you're making high quality long form content, it's a lot easier to outrank other people in terms of audience retention, because when you get to making an hour-long video, such as, I made the Basherverse conspiracy documentary, I made 100 dead YouTubers that will be missed. Those videos were over an hour long a piece. When I get to that point, my competition are podcasts and unscripted things that don't have particularly very high audience retention rates. So I just, steamroll through the competition of videos of my same length for audience retention scores, and then they get a lot of views.
Yeah, that is true. No, but one of the other things that you do got to keep in mind is that, and this is again my opinion, it's no facts or I'm not going to be bothered to drop down the facts. Over these past years, because of marketing on the internet, we've been, somewhat been abused, you would say, as we have low attention rates ourselves. We're always distracted, always looking for something new. I don't know if you watch yourself, but you probably skip through a lot of videos and go to another creator, have another stream. You click off pretty fast. And we wouldn't have that. It's because there's too much being sent to us, and sometimes not even being high quality.
So here's this interesting, I don't know if it's a paradox per se, but I see these two contradicting headlines all the time. One is people have the lowest attention spans ever. They can't pay attention to one thing. They're always doing something else. Their attention spans 10 seconds and they move on to something else because of Instagram. And then right next to it, you see an article, binge watching's the thing. People sit down and watch a television series for 10 hours straight in a day. So which one is it? Is it a person sitting down and spending 10 hours watching something? That's a high attention span. And then on the other side, people say low attention span. It doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
A movie per se, and for example, a new video game, have a different vibe to them, because you really take time for them. You sit down and you're gonna watch this now. When you grab a series, those are really proper made, by the way. I don't know how they keep the attention span for multiple months, multiple seasons, and you stay hooked, you stay involved within the story. So, but I think that's different than a YouTube video, because I know, and Aura's Glory and Gold told us this, and it's a perfect sentence. A lot of people have the dream of becoming an online influencer, becoming a YouTuber, becoming a streamer, and sometimes that dream is just not there. It's not for everyone.
People like the concept of being a YouTuber, but in practice, they never want to be a YouTuber. People have been sold this dream of they watch Logan Paul vlogs and stuff, or they watch people on TikTok and they're really attractive, they have 6-pack abs, they're going on private jets, hanging out with all these other influencers, dancing, having a good time.
Yeah, but what they forget
people see
is that Logan Paul was successful before he became a YouTuber. He was, you can say what he wants, he does some controversial shit, but he is a smart guy. He and his brother played the marketing side and they banked off it. Jake Paul eventually fucking it up and nearly going bankrupt, or even going bankrupt. I don't know if you've seen that drama. Jake, come on, man.
But the reason why they got big was not because they were Disney stars, were they not? They had their own TV show on Disney.
Yeah, but you still got to do something.
So they started off on Vine when they were teenagers, and then once Vine went downhill, they switched over to YouTube. At some point, Jake Paul, when he was already famous, he then got on a Disney Channel show, but that seemed to be extra work for him. That was never his big payday. He just wanted to try to get mainstream attention and become an established brand in Hollywood.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, those guys work hard, and I think that people underestimate the amount of effort it takes to maintain that lifestyle of you're vlogging every moment of your life. People are watching you nonstop. You have to eat right. You have to exercise nonstop to maintain the perfect body. You got to keep on, being around people, coming up with content. That's an exhausting life. Those people often work, 13, 14, 15-hour days pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And I personally don't have the mental capacity to do that. When I work a 16-hour day, I'm just fried the following day, and I just kind of hang around because I can't do that consistently like some of these guys can.
But they always stay positive as well. They're always
it's a persona.
Yeah, but
it's a persona.
I wouldn't be able to pull that up. Yes, they're probably going to turn bipolar in 10 years because of they had to constantly differentiate between the ones, or they get extremely cancelled because they break through the cracks, start to show, and their real personality shows up, which is not a bad thing. We're all human at the end of the day. Let's be real. We all do dumb things and we all say stuff that we regret. So I think setting up a persona on one side, it's good for marketing, but it's terrible for yourself. So I respect what they do. It's I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I see when people say persona, it kind of acts like, oh, they're playing a character, like,
Mhm.
back in the day you have like people like
That's
Fred and stuff on
entertainment.
YouTube.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
that's entertainment.
But now it's persona more in the sense of they show a certain side of themselves, and
Yeah.
it's the upbeat, positive, hardworking, like let's hustle, let's chill out. Oh, we're going on my private jet. That's the sort of stuff that they show because they're trying to uh, get a younger audience to
Yeah.
watch, and have people that like basically live through them by watching their videos.
Yeah, but this could be seen as controversial. I do want to hear your take about it. Like drama YouTubers. I love drama YouTube. I love it. It's a bit edgy sometimes. I'm all for it. I can sit down, have a good laugh. I am a bit disappointed that they don't really give constructive feedback to people because that could, help those people get better and succeed because you don't want to see anyone fail. We don't want to see that unless you're like a pedophile or something. At that point, you shouldn't have a platform. But fuck, I forgot where I was heading to. Shit. Wait, could you recap? No, I genuinely lost it. I'm zoning the fuck out.
You were talking about drama channels and how you
Yeah.
like them.
It's I like them, but at the end of the day, other people's demise is their money, is their profit, it's their business.
Yeah, I mean, so like in my videos, I almost always try to explain like this is why this person handled the drama poorly and this is how they should have handled it. That's kind of been an ongoing theme with my videos. People just don't listen to me. It doesn't matter. Humans are humans. You don't
Yeah.
have to wish for people's downfalls or like try to construct it. It just happens naturally. People are dysfunctional and people are going to fail. People are going to have mental breakdowns. People are going to have controversy surrounding them. People are going to do screwed up things. You don't have to make it up. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's why on one side I understand why people do it. They try to make it funny, but if you were to get massively cancelled tomorrow or tonight, thousands of people just constantly harassing you. I understand why some people break.
Yeah. It's one of these things where you can't break. I mean, that's part
You
of the
gotta
things
keep
of
up.
being an online entertainer is that's part of your job is to not break, is to not crack under that pressure. If you're not able to do that, maybe this is the wrong line of work for you.
That's why I don't know. Have you seen Pokemon's recent video 2 weeks ago about where she donated money to Twitch streamers?
No, I haven't
I-
listened to Pokemon since she quit for a month.
Yeah, so she in her holiday while she was off, she decided, you know what? I'm gonna give back to the community. As she started very wholesome, she cared really much about building up a community. Her intentions were extremely well. She got, bad callers because she messed up a couple of times. Who doesn't? Let's be real. And she just went on Twitch and gifted subs to hella people, like $500, $600 a pop to just channels she knew or random channels. And I think that is the best way to come back, because she was put in a negative light with Leafy's here and that entire situation.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the intentions, let's be real. Everyone was trying to joke around. Some people were more serious than others. But I think she went back amazing and she really showed like, I'm not a bad person. I'm here to just have fun, And I respect that. I don't know. Maybe you don't agree. It could be seen as controversial. But
So the thing with Pokemon is I made a video about her and her situation where some hack journalists made this article about, the misogynistic men are like attacking Pokemon and she's handled it so well. But if you look at how she's handled it, it's all kind of her own fault that it became as bad as it did. She she got into arguments with people on stream, which is a big
Yeah.
no-no. She tried to shut down criticism, which only makes it
Oh, wait.
worse.
Oh yeah, Lewis is still here.
Wait,
Okay, yeah,
It's just
sorry.
one thing after another of just like kind of poor choices of how to handle her critics, and it just steamrolled until it hit that boiling point where she had to walk away for a month. She did the right thing with making that apology video and walking away for a while, but it never had to get to that point. I think her biggest problem was everyone was saying, oh, you just have a bunch of simps following you that pay you a ton of money. And what she should have done is just ignore it and not even bring up all the simp mockery, and just keep on making her videos, but she couldn't help herself.
I mean, you gotta keep in mind that, you know, in that situation, if she would have ignored it, she probably would have gotten in backlash. If she would have, she did engage with it, she would have gotten backlash.
The backlash was not nearly as bad until she was the one that
Yeah,
tried to shut down the criticism. People
Yeah.
called her out for hypocrisy as a result of that. Just it was she didn't handle it well. I'm not passing judgment on like
No,
the
look, I don't.
validity of the original criticism, but I focus more on my channel of if they handle things properly
Yeah.
after the criticism came out.
No, and I fully agree with that. That's why, you know, I always watch those videos and I can relate to that. But like, what are some projects you're working on for in the future? To go back to a more about you.
Well, I mean, I'm almost done with my new documentary, an hour-long project about Twitch Plays Pokemon, the massive stream that happened in 2014, and a little bit of the drama and controversy surrounding it I get into. I think that's a pretty good project. And on top of that, just going to make my usual what happened to internet mystery videos, and have a couple other projects that I'm not ready to talk about, but I have things planned.
No, I'm
Nice,
looking
nice.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. All the links will be in the description. Make sure to drop him a follow on Twitter and subscribe to his YouTube. By the way, Lewis, could you tell us how long the podcast has been going on for, though?
Yeah,
Because we always got to keep it.
just over half an hour there, just 32 minutes.
Oh, class.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. Really enjoying the podcast, by the way. It's really fun. Again, thanks for coming on, Art. It's pretty cool to have you
No
here.
problem.
So you meet like a lot of big YouTubers, because you told me you've been in some pretty cool tournaments. You participated in the Keemstar Fall Guys tournament. You played Among Us with some. How was that? How was your networking within the YouTube community? Because that is one of the most important things of being part of the community. Is talking to others, you know, sharing ideas, sharing information and stuff. What are some of the YouTubers you met and you're like, oh, this guy is fantastic? Don't say the one that are bad, just the ones that are good. Keep it positive.
So the thing is, like, for the first, I don't know, 8 years of me making YouTube videos, I had very little interaction with other YouTubers. I just those social skills were never built up with me, because I've have sat on the internet and schemed up ideas for videos my entire life, essentially. But like in 2019, I went to VidCon. I've been trying to reach out and talk to more people, and it's been going pretty well. Earlier this year, I went to Playlist Live and hung out with Keemstar for the weekend. And Plain Rock 124, I went up to New Hampshire and destroyed a Tesla with him. So I've been doing some interesting stuff in real life with YouTubers recently.
Oh, sick.
I would love to meet Keemstar. I know we've talked about his drama in the past. I don't hate him. Like, I think he's a fantastic guy. He's always honest. You know, he's always honest. There's no going around it with him. I think he's a cool guy. I really think Keemstar is a cool guy. So that must have been great to spend the entire weekend with him.
Yeah, I mean, it was him. He has a manager / lawyer that like a big part of his job seems to be just collecting video games for Keemstar. So like he's like always trying to like find collections to buy and put in Keemstar's collection, because Keem's goal right now is to buy every single video game ever made.
What?
It seems.
What?
Dude, get me in contact with Keemstar. I want that on the podcast. I want to talk about that stuff. No, but that is true.
I mean, you're gonna have to try to get in contact with him yourself, because he just does what he wants.
No, it's fucking dope. That is so cool.
He has a complete N64, GameCube, Wii U, Turbo Graphics Collection. I think those are the ones he has complete. And then he's like working on all of them, but I think he's buying up like a lot of Wii games right now. Like he has all like the super rare Wii games, which are still pretty affordable right now. I should probably start collecting those.
Yeah, you should. Some of them are still affordable. You can still get Twilight Princess for pretty cheap. In 10 years, they will be. Depends if they remaster it on the Switch. It's going to be worthless.
I bet the game. Well, I mean, it's remastered on the Wii U, but
yeah, the Wii wasn't a very popular. It was a popular console. Everyone bought them, but they didn't age very well.
The problem with the Wii was, looking back now, I think they didn't spend the little extra money to make it HD, so it's like still 480p like the GameCube, and I think that really was a detriment to like the long-term sustainability of the platform. So like after the first couple years of the Wii, things died off and there was only like shovelware titles, although Just Dance 2020 was on the Wii, so like the newest Wii game just came out. And I think some other game came out too, like Retro City Rampage Miami or some weird game like that also has a physical release on the Wii as well.
Normies still play the Wii. The Wii is still in a lot of households. It's still a household
Really?
item.
I don't know.
No, you have
Who's
no
still
idea
playing the
how
Wii?
many. A lot of normie demographics are. It's still something like the close families, for example, that aren't really into gaming. For example, my girlfriend has it as well. I came to a lot of people, their houses, and they had like a Wii. My girlfriend on the regular plays Just Dance. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that. There's definitely like, well, me personally, local ones or local family members and all the ones like I know, like they all, not all of them, of course, but like a good few, a good handful of people would have like a Wii in their house, especially like as well. My girlfriend has a Wii in her house, and we play fucking Mario Kart. Mate.
I don't even have one, but do they play it?
Oh, well,
sometimes. Wii Sport is still a banger. Come on, who hasn't played Wii Sport on the couch with some friends?
Is that what's the?
Not in 10 years.
What's the one? Is it Wii Sport? Is Wii Sport with a Wii fucking you're bowling?
Yeah, the bowling. Everyone played the fucking bowling and the.
I was god to me. No cap. No cap.
But boys, could we have a pee break? I gotta go to the toilet, Cam. Just Lewis in the editing just plays like some chill music, make it fade out and stuff. I'm gonna actually have to go to the toilet.
Sick.
Are you into movies, Art? Like, do you watch a lot of movies?
Yeah. I mean, the problem right now for me is that I can't go to the theater, and I have trouble sitting down and watching TV and movies much because I sit there and I'm like, man, I could go to the gym right now, or I could be working. Like I have trouble, just consuming entertainment.
I wish I would think, let's go to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough now. Like, so the gym opened up a couple months ago again where I'm at, but like the hours are more restrained. Like back in the day, the gym was 24/7. So there was times when like it was 10 o'clock at night. Like I finished eating and like I was gonna watch another episode of a TV show, and I'm like, I could watch another episode of this TV show, or I could go to the gym right now, and I'd go to the gym, and it was really convenient to have a 24/7 gym. But now that the hours are, more like normal, and they're not extended, I kind of have to plan out when I'm going to the gym a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how is it like a COVID and all, like how's it affected you in any way? Or like, I mean, how are you like throughout the whole pandemic fucking shit that's going on at the moment? Like,
good. It sucked when the gyms closed for about 2 months because I really, going to the gym kind of just clears my head and it just makes me kind of feel better.
Yeah.
So like when they closed those down, it really pissed me off because like they allowed the liquor stores to reopen, but they didn't open up the gyms. And I'm like, oh yeah, because people need alcohol, but me getting exercise, that's not a top priority.
Yeah.
Like screw you guys. Like I was really irritated. But since the gym opened back up, I've been pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, no. It's lucky that because you work online, your job wasn't affected by it. I luckily also didn't, because I'm a trucker, meaning there was always work, we're a mandatory thingy. But there's so many people that have lost their job, man, because of this fucking pandemic. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's I don't know how the long-term effects of this are going to play out. I know, like, I live like 2 hours away from New York City, and I'm looking at like New York City real estate, and it's like there's so much for sale because everybody's like fleeing the city and like
Yeah.
leaving for a place. Like since I'm 2 hours out, the real estate market's hot where I'm at because all these people from New York are like leaving because they can work from home now, and they're like buying homes elsewhere that are
Fucking
cheaper.
Caribbean, yeah. No, but there's
Yes.
also people that go to luxurious places and just chill there and rent their house out or sell their house. The economy has taken a big fucking hit from this. It's terrible.
Yeah, but the biggest thing for me is I'm thinking like how many people that are now working from home, they're gonna say I don't want to go back into the office. I'm gonna just keep on working from home,
So,
and
yeah.
just like say like
Mm.
my productivity has not gone down at all. There's no reason why I have to come back to the office or like live in an extremely expensive place so I don't have a commute. I'm just going to keep on working, and I think a lot of companies are just going to have to accept that this in-office work environment is not going to be as needed anymore as it used to be pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I dude, so much has been affected by this. You don't think about it until you hear it. It's so messed up. So messed up. Oh boy. Yeah, no, it's been a rough ride. I hope it clears up soon though. I really do.
Yeah, they got vaccines coming out. It'll clear up eventually. I just I don't know what the lasting implications are. Are they going to start forcing people to wear masks in public all the time from now on? Like,
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't be surprised if some politicians try to like push it and just try to kind of take away people's liberties like for good because they saw this as an opportunity to do it in the first place. That's kind of my fear.
yeah, I don't know. I never really think about that. I just want to see how it goes, really. But fuck, dude. Yeah, no, especially with all the stuff that's been going on, like the games that have been delayed. You know, there's so much. There's no movies being played anymore. There was a guy. He created his own movie with a bunch of YouTubers from his computer on a webcam on a Zoom call. Yeah,
I had that
Um,
idea.
and
Yeah.
he bought all the tickets in the theater, and he became the first box seller. You know, the #1 movie in the entire American country. And he bought all the tickets himself. He rented the entire cinema, and this was the #1 movie, and no one had seen it.
Yeah, I was thinking about like, oh man, what if you did a movie now where it's just like a bunch of you do like what was it, Unfriended movie except with YouTubers?
Yeah, no, that's
and
what
it's
they
just, like,
did.
about
That's what they
YouTubers
did.
talking. It makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know about this, but I had kind of a similar parallel thought.
Oh,
I was at the theater once recently, like my local chain. They allow you to now rent out a theater for yourself and your friends. So I rented out a theater for I think it was like $200, and like I just invited everybody and we split the cost and we saw Tenet. So that was a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's kind of mad. Renting a man, that's
Dude,
dope. Renting
you
a
fucking
cinema with your
look.
mates.
He made a movie, yeah. He hired an entire cinema, bought every ticket for like 3 or 4 hours, and there was no one in the entire cinema. It was just him rewatching the same movie in the cinema, and he got the
That's,
first box office. It's phenomenal marketing. First off, it's pretty smart. Fuck. Shout out to Eric Tabak.
Well, how long was the movie?
It's pretty long. I wanted to buy it, but my credit card declined.
What?
So,
And this guy, you're telling me this guy just sat and rewatched his movie hours on end, like entire. Fuck
Probably
that.
I'm more interested in watching his video about like buying out the theater and stuff.
there
than
is a
actually
video on it.
the movie
There-
itself.
I wanted to see the movie himself. I know the movie's probably not that good, but he got into contact with because he is an actor. He always tells you, "I'm an actor. I have an IMDb page." I love the meme, by the way. I'll send you the video. It's really cool. He does some insane stuff. He also went on an Omegle. He went on Omegle, found a person within his area, asked him if they wanted to hang out, and he got that guy to drive a supercar for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's just one of these stunt channels.
Yeah, that
Sounds
is
like I've
pretty
never
good.
heard of this guy, but sounds like a kind of Mr. Beast type stunts.
I mean, yeah. He used to work for BuzzFeed. Oh, that hurts to
Oh
say.
man, good old Blizzard. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
No, they fully died out, or didn't they? I know they used to be.
I made a video called "The Painful Demise of BuzzFeed" and it actually did pretty well a couple months back. But from what I understand, they got a ton of investment money. Like, there's all these like online journalist publications and that were like more mainstream. They got like tons of money, hundreds of millions from like NBC and Fox and all these other big conglomerates, and they blew up. They built up a huge worker base, and once the investment money was gone and they weren't profitable still, they all just kind of fizzled out.
Yep.
I mean, how do you mess that up, bro? They could have,
That's
if
pretty
they'd done
easy.
this well, they would have been. I mean, they did look up for a lot of drama and tried to pander to a lot of people. But if they would have done it nicely, they could have become the next multi-billion-dollar industry if they would have played the cards right. Because they had the views, they had the numbers, they had
So-
the investment money.
Here's the problem: is unlike traditional media on like television, where you have I don't know something like 20 ad breaks in an episode of a movie, on YouTube you have like 1 or 2. So the money's just not there. You can't make as much money off your views on the internet as you can in more traditional media revenue streams.
I think that depends
And-
if you and don't take me wrong. I think that really depends from all I've seen and the marketing company and stuff that I set up. If you play your cards right and you understand the community side of things, you understand the internet for that part, you could, especially with the views and the money they had, they could have turned it to something big. And they were on the way, but they kept going into drama. They kept being called out. They kept going, people kept leaving BuzzFeed and explained how the workflow was terrible. And this is a theory. I think that the reason a lot of these people fell, and because, for example, Mr. Beast, he does amazing things, but he's still mostly living off his merchandise money. And he gets sponsor deals from big people, but they're all the regular sponsor ads. You don't see Mr. Beast teaming up with a KFC or a McDonald's.
It's very difficult. The people that are in charge of running those companies' advertising budgets, they're friends with the people at CNN and all those mainstream outlets, and the money goes there. They don't even think about giving it to YouTubers. And if they think about putting on YouTube, it's YouTube AdSense spending.
Yeah, no, but there is a way to do it differently. It's just that that way hasn't been tried yet.
I mean, I've tried it. A lot of people have tried it. It's just extremely difficult.
Yeah, no, it is cool. We've already we're halfway there. I can't shout it out because I don't have a contract yet. But no, it is pretty dope, and it's going to be pretty dope. And a lot of if everything works out, a lot of change is going to be happening to the online space in the future. Because if everything goes well, it could be the next way of marketing, which hasn't been seen for years. That thing hasn't been really updated.
It'll
I
be
know
interesting. If
Yeah,
it gets too big, though, with YouTube sponsorships, YouTube at some point is gonna want to take their cut.
Yeah, no, I fully understand. It's gonna be difficult. We still no, but eventually, cut this out, Lewis. Okay, thank you. Eventually we're going to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's good that we're starting to cut out more because then we can have awkward silence. We couldn't have that before. Terrible, by the way, if you have to keep on chatting. But no, it's pretty fantastic. Well, are you excited about the new Cyberpunk coming out?
Geez, I don't even have a game system to play it. I guess I don't even know if my PC can run that.
Wait, what?
Dude,
what
my
spec are you
PC is
running?
so old. I need to get I need to get a new PC. I bought this PC. It was like a return. It was like a return on eBay for like $700 in 2015. And I've been editing videos on it ever since.
Serious.
But I should probably.
What do you use to edit? What software?
Oh, Adobe. I got
Adobe.
the Adobe Creative Cloud for Premiere and Photoshop and
Goddamn,
stuff like
nice.
that.
Yeah, no, Lewis, I can sign you up. I have it. I just barely use it, so I'd love to send you the information so we can actually use it because it's $70 a month.
Okay, well, like if you don't mind, Sure. And I'll like try and like
don't understand the program. It's not as easy as
Get a
yeah.
you get a .edu email and you get the college pricing. It's like $30 a month.
Yeah, but the problem is that we're from Europe, so it's a bit more difficult with the schooling system. They don't really listen to that. Americans,
Really?
American and Europe are not really allowed to trade with each other that well. Sometimes it does happen, but for example, there to this very day, there's no Wendy's in Holland, and that's Wendy's is nearly everywhere, but they're barely at all in Europe because they can't come here.
I remember I went to Wendy's in like 2017. Well, first I went to America. No, I went to Wendy's in 2017. No, I went to America in 2017, and like, went to Wendy's. Oh my god, man! I had the best burger ever, man. I'm not even lying. It was so good.
Man, I can't even think of the last time I had Wendy's. I live by like 5 of them. I can't even think of the last time I've had fast food.
Yeah, what is your favorite fast food chain?
I mean, like Chick-fil-A probably. Like
Never
they're
had
pretty good with their
Chick-fil-A.
chicken tendies. Their chicken tendies are good. And then on top of that, like back in the day, I was like a big Arby's fan. Like their roast beef sandwiches like don't taste like roast beef at all, but like, they're kind of addictive. But like, man, I cut out that crap. Like I cook food at home now. I feel like trash whenever I eat out, like that junk food.
Yes.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
Yeah, but come on. Every single time you go to McDonald's, you buy a menu, you eat it. After you finish it, you feel dirty when you throw
Oh.
that shit away. You're like,
Man,
fuck,
I don't even feel good when I'm eating that stuff anymore. Like,
I'm not going to say
I
that.
really
I love McDonald's, sponsor us, but no, I you do feel a bit. I don't know. There's always this sense of shame for me personally when eating fast food.
I remember one time, like years ago, right? Years ago, I stopped eating fast food for like I was on it like for a long period of time, good few months, like, and I just didn't touch any of it. And then the one time I went back to it, swear to God, I fucking threw up, mate. I been sick. Had it with McDonald's, and I just barfed everywhere. It was awful. You really have to like sort of like get your way back into eating fast. Well, for me anyway, I had to like, if I was going to eat fast food again, I'd have to slowly like go into it, or like start eating it more often than like fucking, I don't know, like instead of taking big long breaks, take long breaks. I just like you get really sick of it, which is good. I would like to cancel out the fast food because yeah, it's shit. But yeah.
I do understand you. What is your favorite? I know we love to do that from topic to topic. That's basically how it goes here. But like, do you go on holiday often? Is it like, do you like traveling?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to go to conventions. Like I went to Playlist Live. I wanted to go to VidCon again, but that was closed down. I went to the beach about like a month ago, I think. For a week, I rented out a beach house. But yeah, I haven't really traveled a crazy amount.
Right.
I try to get out a bit more now.
Where does the
Like,
furthest place you've gone to? Like, for example, I've been to Egypt, I've been to Italy, I've been to Turkey.
Like when I was like I've been to Mexico.
Oh, that must be dope. I've been to Mexico though. The food is amazing.
Yeah. I went to like the pyramids there when I was
nice.
I don't know, 14, 15. But besides that, as an adult, I really haven't traveled all that much. Just sit
What?
inside and make YouTube videos.
Get that
Same.
I've been
grind.
trying to get out a bit more though. Like just because there was a year that went by in my life where I'm like, nothing seemed different in my life this year than last. It just like passed by, and like that freaked me out. So
I mean, you
I'm
love
trying
the
to make
woods
things
though.
up a bit more. Huh?
You love the woods. You love going for walks.
Yeah. I go for walks quite a bit. That's not even that's not even just internet mysteries. I go on a walk like every day.
Yeah, no, I love the forest.
Good.
It's my favorites. We should go on a walk one day. Just go into a
Yeah.
forest. I love the forest. It's fantastic. It's so
Oh, yeah.
relaxing. You can just
Although
zone out.
that meme of me being in the forest for all those internet mystery videos, it's getting kind of annoying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I go out into the woods every time.
Oh no. Oh, well, I'm sorry if it was a sensitive topic.
Oh no, it's I've been thinking about trying to like not be in the forest anymore while filming them, because like every time I have an internet mystery, I'm like, okay, I gotta get my camera, gotta get like somebody to agree to come out in the woods with me to film some stupid intro to a video.
Do a scares, go after a tree. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's scares here.
Okay.
I think I popped out from a tree once in one of them.
I mean, living on with the meme, I know if you go on for too long, they'll die. But I think it's amazing to have memes. I love it.
Yeah, sometimes I get lazy and I just make a room pitch black and I have a flashlight illuminating my face, and then I put like cricket sound effects in the background to like say that, oh, I'm outside, but it's dark out, just so I don't have to actually go outside to film. But I've been doing that recently, but the foliage has been changing because it's fall time here, so it's actually very pretty outside. So I'll probably film a couple more before the winter, and then I'll figure out a way to not film outside my intros and outros anymore for the internet mysteries.
I think you should just capitalize on the meme and make a forest review. Just go to the forest, give a tour, do a vlog, do something weird, have some fun.
I don't even know why I'm out. I don't even know why I'm out in the forest in them anymore. I forget where that even started. I was given a map by like this character once, and like because I used to have like an ongoing storyline in the internet mysteries where like there's this guy named the Wooden Man was like following me, and like he gave me a map and I had to like follow the map, and like I was out in the woods trying to like follow the map to get to the location, and I just like lost track of doing that. I didn't feel like following the storyline anymore, so I just started filming in the forest for no reason whatsoever.
It's fantastic. I mean, no, I love story arcs to things. You know, it's fantastic to have. Keeps the community like, oh my god, I remember this. I wanted to create an ARG at one point, but the time and effort that goes into it is insane.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do in ARG, but it was so much work. The other problem is like I don't actually have. And I tried, like the city I live in, there's like no talented filmmakers. Like the people that do commercials and stuff, they suck. So like I literally have nobody to work with. So like I know a guy that like comes in to the area every once in a while and we film something. But besides that, I just have to like, get my brother or a friend to like I tell them click this button and record me, and that's like the extent of it. So I just had trouble continuing that. So yeah, that's it's not been the focus of the channel recently, trying to make cinematic experiences.
Well, that comes to, I think that we should make that the final part of the podcast. It's something I want to talk to you about. What is, and it's a bit of a generic question, what is the goal? What do you hope to still achieve on YouTube? Because you've achieved quite a lot in these 10 years. But what is next? What do you hope would be next, basically?
We kind of have an idea for a second channel / business that we may be starting up soon, but that's like still in the early stages. It wouldn't take too much to start up. It's just each video would be expensive to make, like in the thousands of dollars.
Whew.
But the return on it would be more than enough to make it worth it.
Yeah.
After like the initial investment. I want to continue making like long form, very high quality documentaries. Like even though I lose money on them, like the Basherverse Conspiracy, that video got over 500,000 views in the first 24 hours, and I officially lost money on it because it got demonetized. But I got so many subscribers and I got street cred for making something that like, a lot of people liked. That it was worth it to me. So yeah, I just want to continue making like higher quality YouTube videos, because like a lot of YouTubers, their thought is like, oh man, I want to go mainstream, I want to direct movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and like make an indie film. And I kind of had that thought for a long time too, but then I realized, why make a crappy movie when I could just make really good YouTube videos?
Fair enough. Like, but the problem is that, as you stated before, it's difficult going to be with sponsors, because even if you get a sponsor, you're going to have to plaster the logo everywhere, because that does differentiate it from a movie and a video.
Well, I mean, movies, you see characters taking a nice big sip of a Coca-Cola in them all the time.
Yeah. Isn't
That's
it?
the
That's
thing.
not allowed anymore, right? Unless you put everywhere
yeah, it is.
sponsored by Pepsi.
No, that's not the case. Those Jurassic World movies, like every single car's a Mercedes in those, and stuff like that. Yeah, they're still pretty popular to do that. Same thing like with filming locations. Like a government will say, "Hey, we want like to increase the tourism of our resort or country. Film like a scene and make our country look really nice, and we'll pay you some money." And then they work the script around that. So I don't like pretending that the cinema is some sort of fine art all the time. It's just one of these things where I know YouTube. I'm really good at YouTube. If I just take some money and say like I'm going to take the Mr. Beast approach and just like dump a ton of money into a video, not care if it's going to make a profit, but just make it the best it could be and use
just
my
have fun.
experience to my
But it's-
advantage. It works. It really does. In the long run, you end up making more money.
Yeah, no, it's still difficult though. It's always risky, especially because it became more popular these days, and there's some kids outside making hella noise. But yeah, no, I will continue that conversation with you because it's an interesting conversation. But for the podcast, I think we're gonna round it up here. Is there anyone you would give a shout out? Because we like to do that. Just give a random. Well, I mean, we didn't. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out? Yeah, basically. I know it's a bit difficult just to come up out in the spot. Fully understand that, but it is a bit cool. We always like to do that.
Give a shout out to like who?
Anyone.
Like a YouTuber?
Yeah, whatever you want. Could be a Twitter profile, Instagram, company.
You should everybody should go and subscribe to Bo Blacks. He's the greatest person on YouTube. He reads tweets. They're the best.
I'm so clipping that. I know that Timmy will love it. No, subscribe to Bo Blacks, but do be careful there. With that said, I want to end the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I had a blast.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being on, and I hope to see you in the next one, maybe. Bye,
No
everyone.